Welcome to another episode, everyone. We are back on land today, fishing the local neighborhood ponds, mainly just because the weather lately has been terrible. The tides haven't been that good either. As you can just see, around here right now, the wind is really heavy. We're 20-mile-per-hour wind gusts right now. Tomorrow and Sunday, because it's Friday, tomorrow and Sunday is going to be 40 degrees out, where right now it's 65. So big weather change. 10 to 15 mile per hour winds all weekend out of the north, which won't really give us much of a gap or area to fish with those types of winds. So we're just kind of stuck here on the land today, but we're gonna give it a shot today. If we're gonna fish this one, gonna go down to the other one. Who knows, we may even go to one of the other ponds in the neighborhood and go catch bass out of it, because it's one of the freshwater ponds in the neighborhood. So that's kind of the plan today. After that, depending on what happens, we may go back and show you guys what one of my INSHORE setups I've been using all winter so far is, or what my favorite one that I've been using all winter is, and kind of explain that a little bit. So we'll see what happens today, but we're gonna get to fishing. Gonna try to get on something today, even if it's just a black drum. Not gonna be picky about what species it is today. So anyways, let's hop off here, get the rod, throw it out, and get to fishing. Not sure how this is gonna go. We're gonna give it a shot anyways. We're gonna soak this one on the bottom while we throw around a little paddle tail or something. So we're just gonna drop that right there. Now we gotta figure out what paddle tail we're gonna be throwing around in here. I'm hoping we'll just get something. The weather's been all over the place. Have went out here a few times and had very limited success. I'm hoping, since it's a nicer day today, that we will be able to get something. Let's go ahead and check this, because it was moving around. I think it was just the wind moving it around, but I want to make sure that we were not sitting out here without a shrimp. If it was something, trying to get the shrimp. Well, no luck at this pond. I think I'm gonna head over to the other one and try casting out some shrimp there for a few, see if I can't get anything there. But not really seeing much activity at this pond either, which is weird, because usually whenever I'm catching fish, I see other fish jumping or surfacing or going around and whatnot in the pond. So maybe they're just not in here. If this does fully have a drain on it, maybe these fish got out of here before the winter and they just aren't back in here yet. So anyways, let's head to the other pond, get fishing, and hopefully we'll have some different luck there. So usually I fish on the other side of this pond, but I don't catch as many fish over there. I just tend to catch redfish on that side, where I haven't caught a redfish on this side before. So I'm hoping that this side's usually the side that I catch more fish compared to the redfish. So I'm hoping that I can get some more fish on this side this time, since we don't really care as much about the redfish today. I don't know if that was a fish or what. Yeah, pretty sure it was. The line was moving around an awful lot. There's one. Black drum. So that's what was stealing my bait each time. It's a better black drum too. And right there is a fish. I actually got one today, which I was a little bit surprised about. So I guess there are fish in here still. They're just far and few between. All right, buddy, get you right in the water right there. Come on, take off, buddy. There he goes. Finds his way back through. Now that probably looked really, really, really awkward on camera. I just recently decided to try swapping my reel from what I'm used to, which is the right-hand side, over to the left-hand side. And that is just because when I cast with my right hand, then I would always swap over the rod from my right to my left hand and then start reeling. And it's just a hassle. So I wanted to make it so I didn't have to swap my hand over every time that I would cast, pretty much. So swapped it over, and I'm getting used to right now all of that. Right over here in this little area for a minute. Ooh. That dude just ate the shrimp. Gosh, it's got to be the fisherman's last cast. You keep on casting and casting and casting after you say this is the last. Well, I cast it around for a little longer with nothing. So we're heading back to the house now. I want to get back there and show you guys what rod and reel I'm using most often when I go out inshore and I'm going after redfish. So I'll get back there, we'll sit on down and discuss the combo that I use most often. So it is actually a few days later, some stuff came up and I was not able to film this section the other day when I filmed the video. But we're going to be going over a little bit of my go-to inshore rod right now for everything you guys have seen this winter and also what you will be seeing this winter. This is majority of the time what I'm using when I'm out there. Now I have been looking for another rod here or there to play around with and see if I like better, but right now this combo is really light. I can cast it all day long, especially when searching for reds on the boat, out on the flats and stuff, and it has worked very well. So what I have here is, it is a 7-foot 6-to-12 Bull Bay bolt rod. This is a medium fast rod. It is an excellent rod. It's got enough power in it so that you can really kind of yank on those fish or try to muscle them in if you need to, but it's got a nimble enough tip that you're not going to be pulling hooks and stuff from anything. And with this, I've got paired with it a Shimano Twin Power XD C3000. Excellent reel, really light reel. It handles this finesse type of stuff that we're throwing inshore for these reds really well, because most of the time we're throwing something like this, which is a 3/16 ounce Z-Man Texas Eye shad or Texas Eye hook, and most of the time gulp shrimp, something in that manner. Any type of paddle tail, stuff like that is what we're throwing on it. So this works perfect for that type of fishing. The rod is like 4.4 ounces. This reel is like 6.8 ounces or something like that. So it's a really, really, really light setup for inshore fishing. I've got Cortland Master Braid 10 pound on here. It is white just because you don't really need more than 10 pound for what I'm doing right in inshore like this, unless I'm targeting something else, which I've got other reels with 15 or 20 pound if I need it. But for stuff like this that I'm using this rod for, don't really need more than 10 pound, and most of the time right here I'm using 15 pound fluorocarbon. So that is about it with my go-to inshore rod. Like I mentioned, I am looking at some other options. I'm looking at maybe a G Loomis inshore rod, or something in that manner. I've kind of been looking, Nomad Rods makes an inshore rod, which I've been eyeballing too, because I've got a Nomad for one of my Saltiga 10,000s for bull red fishing, and I love the rod. So I've thought about trying one of the Nomad rods for something smaller, but I haven't decided quite yet on that. Still kind of searching around for the best rod possible. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. At least we got one fish today, and went over a little bit about my go-to inshore rod that I use. Keep in mind, I'm not affiliated with the rod brand or reel brand whatsoever. So Bull Bay and Shimano, I'm not affiliated whatsoever, and same for Cortland. So this is just what I prefer using and what I prefer throwing right now. Like I said, I've been looking at other options too. So thank you guys for watching. If you've watched this far, and we will see you in the next one.